Rightfully considered a classic, and American Werewolf in London does a great job of combining horror with comedy. It's a smart movie that makes werewolves entertaining, which they rarely are, thanks to a great cast, amazing visual effects, and fun soundtrack. David and Jack are two American students on a backpacking trip through England. They are dropped off on the Yorkshire moors and seek shelter in the slaughtered lamb, a far from welcoming place.
The slaughtered lamb?
That's kind of strange.
Where's the lamb?
It's probably inside getting cold. Come on.
No, really. What kind of ad is that for a pub?
I don't know. Would you rather the Hilton?
All right. But whatever happens, it's your fault. Right.
All right, come on. Hello.
Hi. Nice to see you.
It's very cold outside. May we come in?
After inquiring about a pentagram on the wall, the crowd turns hostile, making David and Jack leave, but not before telling them to stick to the roads and beware of the full moon. Back on the road, darkness has fallen, but David and Jack's spirits are high. So high that they fail to notice they've wandered off the road and are now lost on the moors. After hearing howls, they decide to turn back but struggle to find their way. They are then attacked by what looks like a giant wolf. Jack is ripped apart and David is mauled. Before he can be killed though, the crowd from the pub arrive and shoot dead the animal. As David loses consciousness, he sees that the body of the animal is now the body of a naked man.
You really scared me, you shithead.
You gonna help me up or what? Jack.
3 weeks later, David wakes up in a London hospital where he's been recuperating from his injuries. He is told that his attacker was an escaped lunatic and that Jack was killed, but David insists they got attacked by a huge wolf. No one believes him though. David begins to doubt his own story until he is visited by the corpse of Jack. Jack tells him that they were attacked by a werewolf and David is one now. Come the next full moon, he will transform and go on a rampage. Jack urges David to kill himself to stop the curse.
David!
What?
Now, I'm really sorry to be upsetting you, but I have to warn you.
Warn me?
We were attacked by a werewolf.
I'm not listening to this.
On the moors, we were attacked by a lycanthrope, a werewolf. I was murdered, an unnatural death, and now I walk the earth in limbo until the werewolf's curse is lifted.
Shut up.
The wolf's bloodline must be severed. The last remaining werewolf must be destroyed. It's you, David.
David is not exactly convinced, and after talking with the nurse Alex, who he's gotten close to, he comes to the belief that he was just having bad dreams. Discharged, he stays with Alex where he is visited by Jack again. The next night will be a full moon. David will change and go on a rampage. Jack insists he kills himself before it's too late, but David doesn't believe him.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to see you.
Hi, David. Put that down.
Okay, you've seen me now.
Go away.
I'm sorry I'm upsetting you, David. But you don't understand what's going on.
I understand, all right. You're one of the undead, and I'm a werewolf.
Yes, that's right.
Get out of here, Jack.
Tomorrow night's the full moon. You're gonna change.
The full moon comes and David transforms into a werewolf in an incredible and excruciatingly painful scene.
I didn't mean to call him meatloaf, Jack.
Let loose in the streets of London, it is not long before the body count begins to rise. Meanwhile, David's doctor has been investigating David's story and is beginning to suspect that there might be more truth to it than anyone first thought. Werewolf movies are often boorish affairs. They rely way too much on sex, and American Werewolf in London has no such problem. It's an exciting movie that moves at a pace and ensures you're never bored just waiting for the next werewolf-related scene. This is thanks to some excellent acting. David is an incredibly likeable man who is just in the wrong place at the wrong time. His handling of the visits from Jack is both amusing and heartwarming. Near the end, you really feel sorry for him as he's confronted by several of the innocent victims of his werewolf rampage.
This is Harry Berman and his fiancée, Judith Brown.
Hello.
Hello.
And these gentlemen are Alf, Ted, and Joseph.
Can't say we're pleased to meet you, Mr. Kessler.
Much is often said about the excellent effects, particularly in the werewolf transformation scene. No CGI is used and the end result is incredible, shown in all its glory. The pain in David's face as his body contorts from man into beast is uncomfortable to watch. The film isn't light and gore either. The werewolf attacks are violent and bloody. Jack's decomposition throughout is very impressive. At first his brutal injuries are visibly disturbing but become more cartoonish, more zombie-like. It still looks great and fits within the humour of the movie, of which there is plenty of. The film doesn't take itself too seriously, playing around with cultural differences and long-standing werewolf mythology.